Her Grace Purna Pragya Devidasi Mataji and His Grace Krishna Prabhu for organizing these wonderful classes, these programs. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for giving me the opportunity. Hare Krishna. All right. So we are on Sri Isopanishad, Mantra 13. We covered half of the purport in last session. So we're going to finish off today, the other half. So first we'll recite the verse and then we'll start reading the purport after that. So let me see if I can share my screen. Yeah. All right. Anya devahu sambhavat anyad ahur asambhavat iti shushrumadhirana yenastadvichachakshire anyad evahu sambhavat anyad ahur asambhavat iti shushrumadhirana yenastadvichachakshire anyad evahu sambhavat anyad ahur asambhavat iti shushrumadhirana yenastadvichachakshire. Okay. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, can you see my screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, Hare Krishna. So, yeah, can you please recite these words?
Yes, Prabhuji. Anyad evahu sambhavat anyad ahur asambhavat iti shushrumadhirana yenastadvichachakshire anyad evahu sambhavat anyad ahur asambhavat iti shushrumadhirana yenastadvichachakshire anyad evahu sambhavat anyad ahur asambhavat iti shushrumadhirana yenastadvichachakshire.
Very nice. Thank you. Okay, Hare Krishna. Somay Mataji is there? Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Anyadevahu sambhava anyadahurasambhava iti sushrumadhirana yenastadvichachakshire anyadevahu sambhava anyadahurasambhava iti sushrumadhirana yenastadvichachakshire अन्यदेवाहु संभवा अन्यदाहुर असंभवा इति शुश्रुमधीराना येनस्तद्विचचक्षिरे.
Very nice. Okay, I think Parth Prabhu is there. Hare Krishna, Parth Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yes. Anyadevahu sambhavad anyadahora sambhavat ite shushrumadhiranam yenastad vichachakshire anyadevahu sambhavad anyadahora sambhavat iti shushrumadhiranam yenastadvichachakshire अन्यदेवाहु संभवाद अन्यदाहोर संभवात इति शुश्रुमधीरानां येनस्तद्विचचक्षिरे
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very nice. So it's very good meter, melodious to sing these verses. So we always should sing the verses when we read the Srila Prabhupada books or purports. So, okay. So what's the translation? It is said that one result is obtained by worshipping the supreme cause of all causes, and that another result is obtained by worshipping what is not supreme. All this is heard from undisturbed authorities who clearly explained it. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Purport and translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, yes, so I'll just do a little recap from our last session, because it's been a little bit gap. So in last session, we discussed the different results obtained by different worships. That's we can understand by the translation of this mantra. That's the translation. So, and then we covered these points that sincere hearing from bona fide souls is needed. And then religionists and foolish people attract towards them. And then faith in Krishna is the first step. Those 9 processes are the steps of the bhakti. And then less intelligent people go to demigods and others. And what is the cause of hovering on material platform? And then Krishna is the source of everything. So these were the main points in first half of the purport that we covered, that Srila Prabhupada has nicely elaborately described these points. And now today we're going to study further what's in the where we left. Okay. We studied till here, yes. Okay, I need a volunteer to read this.
Prabhuji, I can read.
Okay, Mother. Yeah, thank you. Can you see the screen? Yeah.
Yes, I can.
Yeah,
Uh,
we're studying from here. Yes.
Yeah. Thus, all Vedic literature confirms that Narayan or Krishna is the cause of all causes. In the Brahma Samhita, chapter 5, verse 1, also it is said that the Supreme Lord is Sri Krishna Govinda, the delighter of every living being and the primeval cause of all causes. The really learned persons know this from evidence given by the great sages and the Vedas, and thus they decide to worship Lord Krishna as all in all. Such persons are called Buddha, or really learned because they worship only Krishna.
Yes. So this reference we discussed, we looked at last week, last session, that Brahma Samhita, that Krishna is Sarva Karana Karanam. So here Srila Prabhupada is saying that the person, and because there is another reference from the seed verse, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo, so that verse also referred here. So Srila Prabhupada are explaining Buddha or real learned person. So worship Krishna, only Krishna. Those are the persons who are Buddha. Because he knows Krishna is Sarva Karana Karana, cause of all causes. So this firm conviction is needed to progress in bhakti. Because when we are 100% convinced, then we can purify our devotion service. How this conviction will come? It will come by hearing, hearing from Dhiranam, Shushruma Dhiranam. That's in this mantra. So this sincere hearing is needed. That's the first step as well of the 9 processes of bhakti. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. So Shravanam, hearing. So this is the main point that we discussed on last end of last session also, that 5.1. So Krishna is Sarva Karan Karanam. So this about this conviction, Srila Prabhupada is going to describe further in the purport what is this conviction is, and how who don't have this conviction, how they behave. So we'll go from there. Yeah. Yes, Mother.
Before hearing the Bhagavad Gita, Arjun was
Hare Krishna Mother is here. The conviction.
The conviction that Krishna is all in all is established when one hears the transcendental message from the undisturbed Acharya with faith and love. One who has no faith in or love for Lord Krishna cannot be convinced of this simple truth. Those who are faithless are described in the Bhagavad Gita as mudhas, fools or asses. It is said that the mudhas deride the personality of Godhead because they do not have complete knowledge from the undisturbed Acharya. One who is disturbed by the whirlpool of material energy is not qualified to become an Acharya.
Yes, so there's 2 points here. The first half about the reference from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 11. I'll just read that. Yeah, so this is the verse from chapter 9, verse 11. Avjananti mam mudha manushim tanum ashritam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. So, translation: fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature and my supreme dominion over all that be. So, fools deride. The foolish person, they deride Lord because they see Lord coming as in human form, like Lord Krishna, Lord Ram. So they think that he's just a powerful human being, but that's foolishness. In Srila Prabhupada is saying a point in the purport that I just want to mention that therefore he is called Mudha. For only foolish person consider Krishna to be an ordinary human being because they do not know the confidential activities of the Supreme Lord and his different energies. They do not know that Krishna's body is a symbol of complete knowledge and bliss, that he is the proprietor of everything that be, and that he can award liberation to anyone, because they do not know that Krishna has so many transcendental qualifications, they deride him. So the main reason is that they do not know Krishna's confidential activities and his different energies. So that's why. So fools deride. So why there is not conviction? Because avjananti mamudha. That's what we studied. Only foolish person deride Krishna. Why? Because they do not know the confidential activities and different energies of Krishna. They always disturbed by whirlpool of material energy. That's the second point, the whirlpool of material energy. You know, Srila Prabhupada are saying this because we are all in this whirlpool, and only way out of this is Krishna consciousness. The example of is Arjuna here, that he is not affected by whirlpool of he was affected for a start when he seen his family members, but after um, hearing the Bhagavad Gita from Lord Krishna, he came out of it. And that's why he's the best candidate of receiving Bhagavad Gita or this transcendental knowledge. So this whirlpool of material energy, we all stuck in, you know. So it's very hard to come out by our own, you know. When you see the whirlpool, so you can't even come out of it by your own. You need outside help to come out. So that's why the bona fide acharyas needed. I think Parth Prabhu raised the hand. Hare Krishna, Parth Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. If you're done, Prabhu, then I can ask a question if you allow.
Yeah, yes, Prabhu. Yeah, you can ask the question.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So,
Right.
Prabhu, my question was that in the purport, Prabhupada writes that in the shlok, in the Gita verse also, that for the faithless, right, it is condemned like faithless people are not good in the purport and in the shlok, right? My question was then, is there a difference between being doubtful and being faithless? because oftentimes when we start into our not oftentimes, I think most of the time when we start into our journey into Krishna consciousness, we are doubtful of everything,
Hmm.
right? And in that state also, because we are doubtful, we cannot have a faith, right? Or even if we have very little faith, but we are
Hmm.
very doubting souls. So
Hmm.
is there a difference between a doubtful soul and a faithless soul, or are they same? And if there is a difference, then what is the difference between doubtful soul and a faithless one?
Doubtful. Yes. Hare Krishna. It's a good question. I'll tell you what my understanding is. Yes, being doubtful is needed. So we are doubtful of things. That's why we are, jigyasa. So we want to know, or we want not to get cheated, you know. So doubtful is always, but faithless is a different thing. So faithless is you don't have a faith at all. Yes, we have a weak faith in the beginning. That's fine. But we start from Shraddha, and then Sadhu Sangha. So, we gradually increase the faith when we are coming in the association. Then we do our bhajan kriya, we do our sadhana, and then our faith increases. Our anartha nivritti happens. So yes, doubtful and faithless are different. Faithless person who doesn't, it's like atheistic persons. There are four kinds of those people. They don't surrender to Krishna. That also described in Bhagavad Gita. So those mudhas and whose knowledge is stolen by the Maya, and who are asuras, atheists. So those kind of four peoples, they don't surrender to Krishna. So faithless person is this is the biggest problem actually. We don't have firm faith. We have weak faith, but if we have 100% firm faith in Krishna, then it's perfect. That's the pure devotee of the Lord, you know. But at least we have faith. That's why we are doing devotion service, so we can um, make our faith firm. But doubtful, yes, you need ask questions. We need to ask questions. Srila Prabhupada said that don't surrender your intelligently surrender. So we are not foolish people that we just going to follow anything. So yes, the doubtfulness is needed, Prabhuji. That's separate. Is this
Yes, bro.
is it
Thank you for
clear?
answering that, Prabhu. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
clear.
Yeah.
I do have one little follow-up question on that. If you may, I
Hmm.
can ask that.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Prabhu, then, like, okay, doubtful is different, as you said, and it's required. And I think in some verses, I have also read that it's mentioned that doubting is a sign of intelligence. In Bhagavatam, I think it comes. I
Hmm.
read Amrit Prabhu's class only. But then in Gita, there is this verse about Bahu Shakha, like your intelligence being Bahu Shakha, right? And that
Yes.
is condemned there, that you
Yes.
cannot go here, there, here, there, here, there. But like, so is there a difference between a good doubting and a bad doubting? Like, because this Bahushaka intelligence is also like doubting, right? Or is it not? Or my understanding might be incorrect because I have not read that verse very clearly. So,
Yeah.
is there any difference, Prabhu,
Yeah.
between good doubting and bad doubting? Something.
Doubtfulness is is there when we are doubtful, we're going to ask questions. So it's nothing bad or good. So we are in doubt, right? We are in doubt.
Yes.
But Bahusakha branch is when intelligence is branched in many places. So it means that people who are go to demigods, people who are doing these things, they're doing one, even coming after in devotion service, they don't have firm faith. They still, this is one of the offense also, after coming, and we still attached to material attachments, or we go to different worships, and people are like, even after coming to devotion service. So that's because is we are one echo, sorry, the verse is I'll read the verse again. This I think that's chapter 2, verse number what 40. Yeah. Vevashyatmika buddhir ekah kuru nandana bahu sakha anantascha buddhayo vyavasayinam. Those who are in this path are resolute in purpose, and their aim is one. O beloved child of the Kurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many branched. So here the many branched is meant by we are not resolute in our purpose. So when we are don't have one aim, our one aim is devotion service to Lord Krishna. That is our one aim. But if we are doubtful, yes, you said that doubtful and faithless person. So faithless person don't even come to, they are atheists. They don't have a faith, They don't, or they don't have faith in Krishna. They might have faith in somewhere else, you know. So, so a resolute in purpose is needed. So that's where this verse, that as I understood it, that that our buddhi will be many branched if we not resolute, if we don't have just one-sided approach on Krishna's devotion service. If we go here and there, definitely our buddhi will be many branched. But I think I'm not sure is Amrish Prabhu is here. I can ask Amrish Prabhu for further clearance.
Yes, bro, but your answer was very much clear. Thank
Okay.
you for that. And even I got one more answer that your doubts, if they help you progress in devotional service towards Krishna, then I think that is also resolute because we are resolute in our progress towards Krishna. So our buddhi is on one spot only, right? We want to serve Krishna, right? So and our doubts are revolving around that topic only. So I
Hmm.
think it's good then because it helps us progress in bhakti.
Yes, and we are on this path only because of our spiritual master, our
Yes, yes,
senior. Because our own, we don't know. I didn't know
exactly.
who's Krishna, and we know that as an Indian body, we knew that Krishna is, but we didn't know that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead.
Yes, yes, bro.
So because of the causeless mercy of pure devotees, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, and our senior devotees, we came to know. So that's yes. So being doubtful is fine. We should ask questions, but faithless is totally different thing. Yeah.
Got it. Got
Yes,
it.
bro.
Got it.
Yes, bro.
Yes. Thank you so much for answering that, bro. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. All right. Sorry. Yeah, we finished that point. On that, I'll share the thing again. Yeah. Yeah, so we finished this point on this paragraph, that this 2 point, the whirlpool of material energy. That's where we were. Now we read the next para. Yes, Madhav.
Before hearing the Bhagavad Gita, Arjun was disturbed by the material whirlpool, by his affection for his family, society, and community. Thus, Arjun wanted to become a philanthropic, non-violent man of the world. But when he became Buddha, by hearing the Vedic knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita from the Supreme Person, he changed his decision and became a worshipper of Lord Sri Krishna, who had himself arranged the battle of Kurukshetra. Arjun worshipped the Lord by fighting with his so-called relatives, and in this way he became a pure devotee of the Lord. Such accomplishments are possible only when one worships the real Krishna and not some fabricated Krishna invented by foolish men who are without knowledge of the intricacies of the science of Krishna described in the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam.
Yes. So yeah, here as we discussed before, that Arjuna, before after seeing his family members on the battlefield, he became affected by this whirlpool. So Arjuna wants to become a philanthropic and non-violent man after seeing his family members and Guru at the opposite side. So this is the whirlpool of material energy. When real Krishna is present before Arjuna and still he wants to do something else, which seems very pious or spiritual, but in reality it's not. So that's why Srila Prabhupada are saying here, they worship real Krishna, not fabricated Krishna. So what is fabricated Krishna then? So sometimes that we can see that even after coming in devotion service, devotees deviate, go here and there, as we discussed just before. So and concoct different ideas or ways about Krishna. So this is happening because when we do not hear sincerely and do not know the nitty-gritty of pure bhakti. So slight deviation will take us away from the aim. Even because when you must have seen that if slight deviation is totally different result in the end. So when we're going on the motorway, if you take a wrong exit, so we have to go very long way to come back in the same place. So this deviation is we need to avoid, because these will come. So we have to stick to the line, very strict line, straight line, walk on straight line. That's it, no deviation. And that's needed. And that's only happens when we hear from bona fide source. Otherwise, yeah, it's a lot of deviations. Even in coming after in devotion service, it's a lot of devotees go here and there. It's a lot of YouTube is full of different different things, so people can go there. You know, now internet is full of those things. So we have to be very, very careful about hearing from the bona fide source. Yeah, that is the main point here. All right. Yes, Mata. Next verse.
According to the Vedanta Sutra, Sambhut is the source of birth and sustenance, as well as the reservoir that remains after annihilation. Janmadi Asya Yataha. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1, Verse 1. The Srimad Bhagavatam, the natural commentary on the Vedanta Sutra by the same author, maintains that the source of all emanations is not like a dead stone, but is abhigna, or fully conscious. The primeval Lord Sri Krishna also says in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse 26, that he is fully conscious of past, present, and future, and that no one, including demigods such as Shiva and Brahma, knows him fully. Certainly, half-educated spiritual leaders who are disturbed by the tides of material existence cannot know him fully. They try to make some compromise by making the mass of humanity the object of worship. But they do not know that such worship is only a myth because the masses are imperfect. The attempt by these so-called spiritual leaders is something like pouring water on the leaves of a tree inside of the root. The natural process is to pour water on the root, but such disturbed leaders are more attracted to the leaves than the root. Despite their perpetually watering the leaves, however, everything dries up for want of nourishment.
Yes. So here in this purport, the point is the Lord Sri Krishna is fully independent and fully conscious of everything. Abhigna and Swarat. This is actually in Srimad Bhagavatam, the first chapter, first verse. Actually, I'm very, very grateful to His Grace Amrish Prabhu, because when we used to do services in temple, Prabhuji always make us recite the different verses. And one of this verse I remember, and it's beautiful meter. We should actually sing that. And since then, I remember this verse. So that was very beautifully sung and taught by Amrish Prabhu. So I'll share this. Yeah, so it's like that. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadiyasya yato anmayaditiratas Charthesha Abhigna Swarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavai Muhyanti Yat Suryaha Tejo vari mradam yatha vinimayo yatra trisargo amrisha dhamna svena sada nirastakuhukam satyam param dhimahi. So it's very melodious. So here what was known, Srila Prabhupada explained, Abhigna is fully cognizant and Swarat, fully independent. So Lord Krishna is fully cognizant and fully independent. As Srila Prabhupada said, that is supreme truth is not dead stone. So in translation, big translation, I read it. O my Lord Sri Krishna, son of Vasudeva, O all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I meditate upon Lord Sri Krishna because he is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all causes of the creation, sustenance and destruction of the manifested universes. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations, and he is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. It is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge unto the heart of Brahma, the original living being. By him, even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion. As one is bewildered by the illusory representations of water seen in fire or land seen on water, only because of him do the material universes temporarily manifested by the reactions of the three modes of nature appear factual, although they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Sri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusory representations of the material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. So here in this verse is explained that who is Lord Krishna. You know, he is even big demigods, as Srila Prabhupada said here, that Lord Brahma and Shiva also don't know him fully, you know. So that is Lord Krishna. That is the position of Lord Krishna. And there is another, just related to this, is another reference from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse 26. Vedaham samatitani vartamanani cha Arjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana. O Arjuna, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I know everything that has happened in the past, all that is happening in the present, and all things that are yet to come. I also know all living entities, but me, no one knows. So Krishna is here described as his knower of everything. So he knows past, present, and future. He is above time, you know. So there is a point in the purport, Srila Prabhupada saying that by his internal potency, he is not manifest to the less intelligent class of men. As it is stated in the third verse of this chapter, out of millions and millions of men, some try to become perfect in this human form of life. And out of thousands and thousands of such perfected men, hardly one can understand what Lord Krishna is. Even if one is perfected by realization of impersonal Brahman or localized Paramatma, he cannot possibly understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, without being in Krishna consciousness. So, yes, so Krishna is knower of the past, present, and future, and he is beyond this time. Krishna is not revealed to less intelligent people. Only devotee of Krishna knows Krishna, who he is. You know, so this is the first point, that Krishna is covered by his internal potency to everyone. So whoever have a faith in Krishna, he is a devotee of Krishna, and Krishna can reveal according to the surrender. So that is also another thing. And the second point is that Srila Prabhupada are saying in the purport that half-educated spiritual leaders who are in this whirlpool making compromises and make masses of humanity the object of worship. The concepts like Manav Seva is Madhav Seva, Dridra Narayan, and all these. So that is, these all activities are like pouring the water on leaves and ignoring the root of a tree. So why they are attracted to these activities? Because they are stuck in the material whirlpool and disturbed by the tides of material existence. So, and then what is the result? The result is, despite so many philanthropic activities, socialism, charitable work, etc., poverty is still there. It's not vanished. Diseases are there even after opening so many hospitals and all that. People still are so many diseases. So Srila Prabhupada are saying that despite they are perpetually watering the leaves, however, everything dries up for wants of nourishment. So because they're pouring the water at wrong place, it's drying up. So doing those activities, no doubt they are right, the pious activities, but they are wrongly done, So Srila Prabhupada's sorry, so nothing is going to work apart from Krishna consciousness. Krishna is the root and the cause of all causes. Once Srila Prabhupada's Gurudev told him that, because that time there was a big movement, freedom fighting movement was going on the British Empire in India. So, but he said that Krishna consciousness cannot wait for any political situation, So no matter what situation is, Krishna consciousness must be preached. So otherwise, we see people worried about animal welfare, and some people eat meat. Same people eat meat. They talks about save animals, save this, save planet, but they don't stop eating meat. So they pick and choose which animal to be protected and which save. So all this is hypocrisy and bewilderment. So this all happen because they don't have a real knowledge. And this is the next point in the next paragraph. So if we don't have a real knowledge, that's what happened. We are just in this whirlpool of material nature. Okay. Yeah. Yes, Mataji.
Sri Isopanishad advises us to pour water on the root, the source of all germination. Worship of the mass of humanity by rendering bodily service, which can never be perfect, is less important than service to the soul. The soul is the root that generates different types of bodies according to the law of karma. To serve human beings by medical aid, social help, and educational facilities, while at the same time cutting the throats of poor animals in slaughterhouses, is no service at all to the soul, the living being.
Yes, yes, yes. So Srila Prabhupada is saying the same point here, that yeah, while we people are doing social work, they're doing philanthropic work and charity work. So that is not the real service. The real service is for the soul, because soul is the cause of consciousness in the body. Body is dead without the soul. So doing these good activities while killing animals to eat meat is pure hypocrisy. So it's not going to work. So yeah, that's wrongly done. The service needs to be done in a proper way, proper consciousness and right way. Yeah, it's the same point that we discussed before. So we'll read further. Yeah.
The living being is perpetually suffering in different types of bodies from the material miseries of birth, old age, disease, and death. The human form of life offers one a chance to get out of this entanglement. simply by re-establishing the lost relationship between the living entity and the Supreme Lord. The Lord comes personally to teach this philosophy of surrender unto the Supreme, the Sambhut. Real service of humanity is rendered when one teaches surrender to and worship of the Supreme Lord with full love and energy. That is the instruction of Sri Isopanishad in this mantra.
Yeah, so the main point here is that the real service of humanity is rendered when one teaches surrender to or worship of the Supreme Lord with full love and energy. And love will develop, when we develop the relationship of Krishna, then we can develop the love. Because without the relationship, we don't have these exchanges, Same like impersonalists. They meditate on the impersonal aspect of the Lord, but there is no relationship established. So without the relationship, there is no reciprocation of loving reciprocation, So that's and we yeah. So that is the main cause, you know. Um, yes, Martin.
The living being is perpetually suffering in different types of birth. The simple way to worship the Supreme Lord in this age of disturbance is to hear and chant about his great activities. The mental speculators, however, think that the activities of the Lord are imaginary. Therefore, they refrain from hearing of them and invent some word jugglery without any substance to divert the attention of the innocent masses of people. Instead of hearing of the activities of Lord Krishna, such pseudo spiritual masters advertise themselves by inducing their followers to sing about them. In modern times, the number of such pretenders has increased considerably, and it has become a problem for the pure devotees of the Lord to save the masses of people from the unholy propaganda of these pretenders and pseudo incarnations.
Yeah, so there are so many pseudo spiritualists nowadays. Srila Prabhupada is saying here that pseudo spiritualists are diverting the attention of innocent masses by word jugglery. It's different. It's they talks a lot of different words that attacks people. So they talk, but nothing changes. It's like a lot of mouth exercise, but stomach is empty. So and in modern times we can see so many speakers are like that. They come and a lot of people listen to them, but while listening they think, oh, this is talking very sense, he's talking sense and he's very good, he's 100% right. But as their life changes, no transformation in the life. Why? Because it's just a fluff, it's not a real truth. So the real transformation happens when we hear from the bona fide source and perform devotion service. Nobody wants to listen nowadays the real truth. And the majority of people, they are attracted by these pseudo spiritualists. And that's what Srila Prabhupada said, that this is the main problem. So people just want to, because everyone wants shortcuts. And Srila Prabhupada said shortcut will lead to cheating. There's a lot of cheaters around. They will cheat you if you look for shortcuts. Even in material life, also, we don't. If you want shortcuts, you will get cheated. So same in spiritual life. So yes, we'll carry on reading that, Mataji.
The Upanishads indirectly draw our attention to the primeval Lord Sri Krishna, but the Bhagavad Gita, which is a summary of all the Upanishads, directly points to Sri Krishna. Therefore, one should hear about Krishna as he is by hearing from the Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam. And in this way, one's mind will gradually be cleansed of all contaminated things. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, verse 17 says, by hearing of the activities of the Lord, the devotee draws the attention of the Lord. Thus, the Lord, being situated in the heart of every living being, helps the devotee by giving him proper directions. The Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, verse 10 confirms this. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te.
Yes. So Yeah, so Upanishad talks about Krishna indirectly, but Bhagavad Gita talks about Krishna directly. It comes from Sri Krishna directly. So when a devotee develops the urge to hear of the message of the Lord, and as a Paramatma, a Lord sitting in every living entity's heart, will cleanse that heart, those anarthas, purify the heart. And that's the reference shared here by Srila Prabhupada about Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, verse 17. And verse 18, the next verse we sing in our invocation prayer as well. So I'm just going to read that. Yeah, the verse number 17 is Shrunavatam Swakataha Krishnaha Punya Kirtanaha Hridiyantah Sthohi Abhadrani Vidnoti Suhirt Satham. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, super soul in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. So, offenseless hearing and chanting is needed to attract the Lord. So, here is that. And the next verse is we recite in our invocation prayer is Nashta Prayashava Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagvat Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavti Neshtiki. By regular attendance in classes on Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed. And loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. So regular attendance, so regularity is needed. It means that we need to pay very much attention to our hearing and chanting, and on our personal sadhana. The Lord is said that, and in previous verse, Lord is said to be Suhurta. Suhurta is benefactor. He is a intimate friend of every living being. He is the biggest friend. Like it's no other good friend we can have than him. And he's seated in everyone's heart as a Paramatma. So obviously, when we have urge to hear about Krishna Katha, then Lord cleanses our heart. So by regular study of Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita and regular service, our contamination in the heart will get purified. And this is confirmed also in this chapter 10, verse 10. This is one of the seed verse in Bhagavad Gita, Tesam satati yuktanam bhajtam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamupi yanti te. To those who are constantly devoted and worship me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. So, yeah. So, Srila Prabhupada are pointing out here in the purport that Buddhi Yogam tam, what is Buddhi Yoga? Buddhi Yogam is a real intelligence, which is action in Krishna consciousness. So, Buddhi Yogam is the process to get out of this material world. And Guru Maharaj also stressed on this particular verse, Priti Purvakam, chanting with love. So Priti is love. So everything when we're doing devotion service, if Priti is not there, it's like a mechanical, So it's not a real results we won't get. So everything should be Priti Purvakam. And yeah, so when we chant, we should chant lovingly. And then Lord will give us the intelligence to come to him. Okay, I think let me see how much left. Yeah. It's only 2 paragraphs. Okay. So we'll read further, Mataji, so we can complete this.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, just 1 second. My mother is calling me. Can I just?
Okay. Okay. I'll see if other devotees are available.
I yeah, I'm back, Prabhuji. Sorry. Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The Lord's inner direction cleanses the devotee's heart of all contamination produced by the material modes of passion and ignorance. Non-devotees are under the sway of passion and ignorance. One who is in passion cannot become detached from material hankering, and one who is in ignorance cannot know what he is or what the Lord is. Thus, when one is in passion or ignorance, there is no chance for self-realization. However much one may play the part of a religionist, for a devotee, the modes of passion and ignorance are removed by the grace of the Lord. In this way, the devotee becomes situated in the quality of goodness. The sign of a perfect Brahman, anyone can qualify as a Brahman if he follows the path of devotional service under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 4, verse 18 also says, this meter is
Vachuvekam.
Virat Hunandra Pulinda Pulkasha. I'm not able to fit that project.
Okay. Hirata Hundandra Pulinda Pulaksha Abhira Sambha. Sorry, Abhira Sumbha Yavanaha Kashandaya Ye Anya cha Papa Yad Aparshayashraha Sudhyanti Tasmai Prabhavishnave Namaha.
Virat Hunandra Pulinda Pulkasha Abhir Shumbha Yavanaha Khasadayah Ye cha papa yad apashraya sudhyanti tasmai prabhavishnave namaha.
Very nice.
Any low-born person can be purified by the guidance of a pure devotee of the Lord, for the Lord is extraordinarily powerful.
Yes, we can finish this off. Yeah, we'll discuss the last paragraph.
When one attains Brahmanical qualifications, he becomes happy and enthusiastic to render devotional service to the Lord. Automatically, the signs of God is unveiled before him. By knowing the signs of God, one gradually becomes freed from material attachments, and one's doubtful mind becomes crystal clear by the grace of the Lord. One who attains this stage is a liberated soul and can see the Lord in every step of life. This is the perfection of Sambhav, as described in this mantra of Shri Isopanishad.
Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So in these last 2 paragraphs and this reference, Srila Prabhupada mentioning in this reference about different parts of different races of the world, like Kirta, Huna, Andhra, Pulinda, Pulaksha, Abhira, Sambha, Yavana, members of the Khasha races, and even others addicted to sinful acts can be purified by taking shelter of the devotees of the Lord due to his being the supreme power. I beg to offer my respectful obeisances unto him. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada explained, it's very big purpose, I won't go in there, but it talks about that different, these races like Chinese and Mongolian and Yamana like Turkish and those in European, all these races that Srila Prabhupada are mentioning. The main point by mentioning this is here that anyone can qualify as Brahmana if he follows the path of devotion service. and bona fide guidance. Actually, Brahmana means Suchi and mode of goodness. If we follow devotion service, then the Lord will remove this mode of passion and ignorance from our heart. And then we all become purified. So, and the example we see in that Srila Prabhupada went to the Western world and different parts of the world, and Srila Prabhupada established a Krishna consciousness movement, and all different races of people they attracted to and towards this process of Krishna consciousness, and they all get purified and they became devotee. So this is the proof that anyone can become devotee. So actually, Krishna consciousness is the birthright of everyone. So it's not a question of where you born or which race you born. No, the Brahmana is a qualification. So when we get purified, Srila Prabhupada said that we are making the first class intelligence people. So first class intelligence people are Brahmanas. So yes. So in the end, Srila Prabhupada explaining that perfection of Sambhava in this mantra. So worshipping the Supreme Lord Sambhava, we get permanent results. This worship is science of God, and by attaining Brahmanical qualification, following regulative principles, we can perform devotion service. So this devotion service is different than other worship. All other worships gives different results, and pure devotion service gives different results. This is this mantra, Anyad evahur sambhava. I'll just read this again last time. Anyad evahu sambhavat, anyadahur asambhavat, iti shushrumadhirana, yenastadvicha chakshire. It is said that one result is obtained by worshipping the supreme cause of all causes, and that another result is obtained by worshipping what is not supreme. All this is heard from the undisturbed authorities who clearly explained it. Yes, so this is explained very nicely by Srila Prabhupada with the long purport that what is the real worship of Sambhava, and what is the other worship, other kinds of worships that gives different results. So that's what we can conclude this verse here. If you have any doubt or any questions, you can ask now, or we are already over the 3 minutes over time. You can post in our WhatsApp group if you have really burning questions. No, okay. So we can conclude today's class. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Shri Isopanishad ki jai. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. So I'll see.